Hello, welcome to the Jones Zone. In today's vlog, I want to talk about Disney Star Wars and whether or not it's good or bad. So unless you've been living under a rock, you will know that 6 years ago, in 2012, I believe it was 2012, 6 years ago? I feel like it's longer than that. It's got to be longer than that. 2012. Yeah, no, it's been... That's why I'm looking at an article from 2018. Because in 2018, 6 years after they brought Lucasfilm, they recouped the money. But basically, Disney brought Lucasfilm for $4.5 billion in 2012, and announced that there'd be a new Star Wars film in 2015. That would be the start of a trilogy. And then 6 years after, so in 2018, by the time that Solo had come out, the films under the Disney banner had made $4.8 billion. So they'd recouped the money that they'd put into buying Lucasfilm. So what films do we have under the Disney banner? We've got Star Wars: Force Awakens, which was released in 2015, Star Wars Rogue One, or Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is its proper title, that was released in 2016. We had Star Wars: The Last Jedi, that was released in 2017. Solo: A Star Wars Story was released in 2018, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was released in 2019. So we've had 5 movies, 5 Disney Star Wars movies. There's a slew of cancelled ones, and directors, and let's get into it. Let's break it down. So I think from a financial standpoint, it's safe to say that they're doing good for themselves. I mean, they'd recouped the money back that they'd put into Lucasfilm after Solo. So whatever money Rise of Skywalker makes is like, cheddar cheese to them. They like that cheddar cheese. So to properly assess whether it's good or bad or not, I think we have to delve into critical and audience reception. So I think it's safe to say that with The Force Awakens, for the large majority of it, everyone seemed to be on the same page. Everyone seemed to like it enough. There wasn't a lot of strong opposition against it. You'd still get it's very similar, it's treading on ground, I'm not sure, blah 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 blah. And I think it's similar with Rogue One as well. I think there was relatively a balanced reaction to it. But then we get to The Last Jedi. Now, the thing we need to understand about The Last Jedi is it is one of the films that was, apart from Rise of Skywalker, apart from Force Awakens, it's one of the films that didn't get tampered with as much. And I like to always start these sort of things by saying movie is subjective. But you can't say definitively that all the Disney Star Wars movies are bad, because what movie studios look at is they look at box office, and Star Wars is still quite strong in the box office side of things. So from a financial standpoint, the Disney Star Wars movies are good. Now, in terms of whether you like them, that is an entirely different thing. Personally, I really like The Force Awakens. I love Rogue One. Rogue One's probably my favourite of all the Disney Star Wars movies. I really like The Last Jedi. Solo is okay, and I was not a fan of The Rise of Skywalker. That's more where I stand with the 5 Disney Star Wars movies. And I'm also now sort of at a point with Star Wars where I need an extended time off from it, because I think one movie a year for 5 years has been a bit overwhelming. And I think Star Wars could do with like a 5-year break before another new trilogy. But obviously we know that's not going to happen. So I'm a bit, worn out when it comes to Star Wars. Whenever I see Star Wars news, I'm sort of a bit like, I'll believe it when I see it. But overall, I think the Disney Star Wars has been good. I think they've given us some good stuff. We had a really, really good Star Wars video game recently, where Lucasfilm was under the Disney banner, and I believe because they have Lucasfilm, they get LucasArts as well. I think. I know EA has the license to make the game, so I don't know how much control Disney has over it. But obviously we had The Mandalorian, which is an amazing TV show. They gave us Star Wars Rebels, which I think, all things considered, is a pretty good show. And they even gave us Star Wars The Clone Wars back. So, all in all, I think so far it's been a pretty good thing to happen. We wouldn't have got more Star Wars films if Disney hadn't brought Lucasfilm. Let's put it that way. But I do think it deserves a break now. And hopefully it does get a break. But anyway, that's my thoughts on, is Disney Star Wars good or bad? I'd love to know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.